Good morning, children. Today we will start new chapter, that is atoms and molecules. Now, before starting the chapter, we will see an experiment. You just tell me what is this? This is a piece of paper. Now, if I tear this paper, what will happen? I can divide it into two parts. Again, if one part I divide, more parts, four parts, more smaller pieces, more smaller pieces. I can get smaller and smaller pieces by dividing one matter again and again. If again I divide, again smaller piece, again smaller piece, again smaller piece. This way, once I'll get this particle which cannot be further divided, the smallest particle which cannot be further divided. Now this smallest particle which cannot be further divided is called as atom. Okay, now before we go for that, you just come to know that this is all about 500 BC. Indian and Greek philosophers, they were just studying about matter. Maharshi Kanath, he gave the term Padarth for matter. Padarth is in Hindi for matter. Okay, this was given by Maharshi Kanath. Now, what he did, they just thought about it. They can see large variety of matter. So, thinking on that, they thought, what is the smallest particle which it is made up of? So, far, they tried the experiments. Now, just as I did this experiment, they just told that let us divide it into smaller and smaller pieces, and once we'll get a particle which we cannot further divide, and that will be the basic and fundamental particle of that particular matter. Okay. Now, the person known as Katyayana, Pakuda Katyayana. This person, he was also Indian philosopher. He gave this term, this smallest particle, the name as Parmanu. Pakuda Katyayana, the Indian philosopher, he gave the term for atom as Parmanu. He told that this Parmanu is the substance or the particle which cannot be further divided, and all the matter is made up of Parmanu. Okay. Now, around the same era, the Greek and the other scientists, they also, the name was Democritus and Leucippus. Democritus and Leucippus, this person, they also were going through the same thing, and they gave the term atom. The term atom means indivisible. The word atom means indivisible. So, what is atom? Atom is the smallest indivisible particle of any substance. Smallest indivisible particle of any substance, according to them. Further, at that time, they went on doing more and more experiments. They could see there is large. They knew at that time about element. They knew at that time about elements, and they also knew that combination of these elements, they form compound. Now, doing these experiments, many experiments, to study more about these in depth, they came to the laws. They gave some laws. Lavoisier, particularly Lavoisier, he gave laws of chemical combination. 2 laws of chemical combinations were given. The laws are such that they just tell about how these elements they combine. First law was given as law of conservation of mass. The first law is known as law of conservation of mass, and the second law is known as law of constant proportion. This law of constant proportion is also known as law of definite proportion. Okay, now law of conservation of mass, what is neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. That is, the total mass remains constant. In a chemical reaction, always the total mass remains constant. There will be some reactant, there will be some product after reaction. So before reaction, whatever the reactants, their mass, and after reaction, the product mass, both will be same. Okay. Now for that, this law was given by Lavoisier in 1774. For that, let us do an experiment. Here there is an activity. You take a beaker. Then in beaker, you just close the mouth of the beaker. First put it inside this beaker barium chloride. This is your substance X. Okay, substance X means barium chloride. And then you, in a test tube, you take sodium sulfate. That is substance Y. Take sodium sulfate and then in this in a test tube and put it inside the beaker and then fix the cork. Attach this test tube to the thread. This is your thread. Okay, you need to attach it to the thread. Now, after this, you just, before any kind of reaction, here the substances are separated, X and Y. Just take the mass. First measure, take the weight of this whole. And oxygen, how many atoms? 1 atom of oxygen, you have its mass as 16. That is 1 into 16, it is 16. So, if we take the ratio 2:16, what is this? 1:8. So, always in water, hydrogen and oxygen will be present in the ratio 1:8 by mass. Okay, 1:8 by mass. Whatever be the source, it doesn't matter. If the ratio changes, it means the substance is changing. Remember that. For example, I tell you H2O2. If you have 2 atoms of oxygen, it comes, this substance becomes hydrogen peroxide. It is not water. The water is H2O, which contains 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. And the ratio of their mass is 1:8. Always they will combine in the ratio 1:8. Got it? So this is all about your law of constant proportion. Two laws we have studied in the law of chemical combination, law of conservation of mass, and second, law of constant proportion. I hope so it's clear to you. In the next chapter, we'll see the next topic. Thank you.